Hello everybody, my name is Nathan and you're watching The Bends. Today I'll be tying the Bile Caterpillar. It's a shad fly that I created influenced by the Ronald McDonald by Jeff Ching, and it became one of my favorites after catching 7 in a row, so let's get into it. So the hook I'll be tying is a curved Scud pupa shrimp hook that can be tied in a size 8, 10, 12, maybe a 6. I haven't tried the 6, but it's big. It could be really good. So, as you can see, I've debarbed the shank and added a red glass bead. I've got these beads from Michael's, or you probably can get them at any craft store. That bag was a full bag for $5. So let's get into it. I like to use 210 fluorescent orange or white thread, and I'll use fluorescent orange due to the translucency that the dubbing gives. It creates like this outer shell and inner case that gives the fly a really nice effect in the water. I like to go far back to create a substantial body. The farther back you go, it will show the angle of which the tail will splay out. So to me, that looks about angled downward, and it's not so vertical, so it seems just about right. There's a nice trick. If you line up your scissors right behind the bead, cut it right at the angle of which the bead lays, it should line up flush. Here I'll tie in my tail. My tail is a mixture of Icewind Fiber Pearl UV Hue, and in the inside of that I'll layer inside Icewind Fiber UV Pearl Minnow Mix, which is a bit more blue, the pearl's a bit more purple. And then within I'll use UV Krystal Flash, as well as a Flashabou. This one, it's a H2O bait fish from the Fly Tyers Dungeon. They have a lot of great products for very inexpensive. They have amazing dubbings that I've used in the past. And I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them, I just love the materials that they make. And so here, we'll tie in the tail. I like to create my tails a bit bulky, because after, say, 7 or so fish, the tail will really get thrashed and lose fibers. So thicker tends to last longer. And then I'll wrap up to the top. We'll tie in our large red ultra wire for the rib. So I've tried using brassy. It'll work. It's just with the larger wire and this buggy dubbing, it tends to show a bit better. Although it's good to remember that with these wires, after many fish or bumps, the wire will go silver. But honestly, I've seen fish continue to take flies where the wire has gone silver, and it's no big deal at all. Alright, so now it's to put on the STS Trilobal dubbing in Flourescent Chartreuse. This stuff is wonderful. It's a great material because you can use it in so many different ways, like shad flies. It's a great material for the butt end for a green butt skunk or a hobo spay. Don't be afraid to go a little bit thicker than normal. It's just a great material. I'd like the butt end to be a bit thicker, so I'm just going to add a bit more, but also clump up the dubbing together. Oh dear. It's had to go down low enough. There we go. And now we're getting a really nice body, which I like to taper, starting smaller and gradually getting thicker. You can try adding the dubbing through a composite loop or a dubbing loop. I've tried that in the past, but I've noticed that adding the dubbing by hand directly to the thread is a bit more controlling, or I have a bit more versatility in how much dubbing each section, how much dubbing I can add in each section. Just constantly adding more dubbing. And as I come up to the head, to really control the dubbing, I'll twist and pull on it, and it gets a bit tighter. There we go. And so now, that's exactly how I want it. So as I'm wrapping away from me, this wire will be counterwrapped in towards me to help keep the dubbing and the thread tight and locked onto the fly. Because this fly will get thrashed. There we go. Nice even segments. I always aim for about 6 visible wire wraps.
Then I'll wrap on both sides of the wire, really cinching it down. Then, as I'm windmilling off my wire, I'll pull down on my bobbin to really grip down the wire, and it makes it a lot easier to pull off the tag. I'll add just a little bit more STS Trilobal dubbing for the collar, making sure it's really tight and it covers up any of the thread and last of the red wire ribbing. So now as I'm getting ready for my whip finish, I have a nice slot in between the dubbing and the bead for the whip finish, and as you can see that I'm unwrapping once because I know I can utilize that wrap for the whip finish, and that's just a simple trick to reduce bulk. As I'm tying off, I'm pulling really hard to constrict the thread and make that thread really small so the dubbing can lay over it nicely. And there you have it. That is the Bile Caterpillar. Tie it up. Let me know how it goes for you. Probably fish it today as well. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Leave your comments and criticisms down below. And thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you in the next one. Das vidanya.